Hey everybody, welcome to Built For It TV. I'm your boy B Luke in the building. Hashtag Built For It TV on all social media platforms. That's where you can find my podcast, workout videos, everything that's pretty much B Luke. If you into any of that, if you don't mess with it, you don't mess with it. It's not for everybody. I get it. It's okay. I don't take it personal. Anyways, to those who do want to listen and tune in, what's up? I hope everybody's doing good today. I hope everybody's doing good this month, this year, this lifetime, because that's what we're here for, right? Got to make the most of it. We got to make the most of it, right? So this year is almost over. It's November. It's already November. Where'd the time go, right? What did you do? What did you do this year? Did you pick up an activity? Did you find a new hobby? Did you get in shape? Did you start eating right? Well, it's never too late to do great. So just because you didn't really do nothing this year, start now. Start today. It's never too late to do great. That's what I say. And you don't got to wait till New Year's to start a New Year's resolution. So if there is something that you really, really want to get into it. What are you waiting for? A new year for what? Ah, man. Anyways, but yeah, speaking of that, like it's a new year. November, my birthday month, right? So it's a time for reflection, I think, right? Another year. What do they say? Another lap around the sun? Something like that. Is that what they say? I don't know. Another lap around the planet, whatever it is. It is what it is. Chapter 37 is pretty much in the books. I'm excited for the future, though. You know, there's a lot coming up. Been doing this, putting out this content, putting out podcasts and stuff. Like, I never would have thought. But, everything happens for a reason. So, I'm just glad to be doing this for the opportunity. I'm blessed. We here, We here. Should be grateful. Life is not promised. We take it for granted. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of people take it for granted. And let's not do that. You only live once. That's the motto here, the YOLO. But for real, though, time to reflect. Birthday month this year, it's had its ups and downs for sure. It's definitely had its ups and downs, but ultimately, I'm here to talk about it, right? So it's a good year. It's another year closer to, hopefully some good people coming home. Free the bros, free the jails, free the ones that never told. Assassinate the suckers or whatever. Bow, that's a Millie's bar. Just kidding, though. Yeah, so we got that coming out. I think the new BMF dropping tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm a bad mother. What? That's dropping tonight though. What else is dropping tonight? It's Thursday, so we got the season finale of Loki. I don't really watch much TV, but we got Loki and Power, the Tommy show, Force. But those are over tonight, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'm gonna have to just keep making more content, right? If there's nothing to watch, make something to watch. And I thank everybody for tuning in, man. And also, my hoodie just came in. Like I said, hashtag Built For It TV on everything. And that's the whole thing. Premise behind that is being ready at all times. Not just physically, because working out, that is a big part of it, but mentally too, emotionally prepared, because life is random and you could have a great morning, but, life will throw a wrench in that real quick. And, sometimes you got to deal with things on the move. So you stay ready, ain't got to get ready. That's pretty much that. But it's deeper than just, stay ready, ain't got to get ready, as far as, self-defense, boxing, combat sports, whatever. Like, that is good to know. But I'm thinking, let's take it deeper than that. I'm talking about stay ready, ain't got to get ready on a mental level, right? Let's get into that. That's what they say, right? And it's just reps. It's reps like everything, You could tell people who have had to go through a lot of times, because they put in those mental reps. So when things do happen, they're kind of already mentally prepared for it, or at least, can handle it better. We need to stop telling people, it's going to get better, Bobby. It's going to get better. No, it's not. You better get stronger. Stop lying to your loved ones, people. If you really love them, you're not going to just tell them what they want to hear, right? You're not just going to take the path of least resistance because you don't want to start an argument with somebody because you might want to give them some knowledge that they don't want to hear. Stop telling people that it's gonna get better. It doesn't. You gotta get better. When you get better, it gets better. When you get stronger, it gets better. That's the real secret. And it's reps though. It doesn't come right away. The biggest part of a lot of self-reflection, self-improvement is the self-dialogue. Catching yourself when you do things that maybe you shouldn't, or you told yourself you wasn't gonna do. It starts with feeling that low frequency guilt and shame, right? I mean, I'm guilty of it too. That's what I'm speaking on. I'm not trying to tell people what to do. Like I'm in this great spot, living in mansions, partying on the pool. Nah, like I go through. I'm in the process of improving now. So when I tell myself that I'm gonna get in top physical shape, but then I sit there and I eat a donut or some brownies, right? I feel the guilt, right? And that's good. That's how it starts, right? And then eventually you get to the point where you catch yourself while you're doing it. Shut it down, right? Usually we justify it before we make that action, before we choose to pick up that cake, that donut, that dessert, whatever you call it, right? We justify it in our head. But we catch ourselves and feel guilty while we're doing it. We could stop mid donut, right? Throw it away. That's a big step. That's a real big step. But eventually, over time and over repetition, and as you do it and do it and do it, guess what? You'll catch yourself before you do it. Before you do that thing that you told yourself you wasn't gonna do anymore. Oh yeah, before you eat that. Maybe at a time you said you weren't going to eat at. Maybe you said you were going to fast and you just couldn't make it till 6 p.m., right? It does start with the guilt of doing it. So, but you can't keep justifying it. You can't. It's never, you got to accept that certain things are a problem. Catch yourself while you're doing it. Catch yourself after you do it. But if you keep doing it, you're eventually going to catch yourself before you do it. And then you did it. But that's only one time, and it's going to take consistency. It's going to take discipline. And yeah, everybody's going to slip up. You can't let one mess up, one day of skipping a workout, one day of not eating donuts, right? You can't let that one day ruin everything and then just take this defeatist attitude and be like, F it, man, I can't do it. It's too hard. And then just go down that path of binge eating, of not working out. And then the longer you wait, the tougher it's going to be to get back into the swing, into the groove of things. It's going to be a little tougher the longer you wait. But if you catch yourself, if you slip up here and there, catch yourself, don't do it again. It's never too late to do great. Put it behind you. Put it behind you. What's done is done. What's next is yet to come, and it's on you. What's next is what you make it, you know? So, yeah, so as I get, another year around the sun, another year of freedom, man, and I'm blessed and I'm grateful, and I really need to put that in the forefront of my brain sometimes, because sometimes I forget, the longer that those gates are behind me, the more it gets pushed to the back of the head. That's what happened last time. Can't let it happen again. It needs to stay on the forefront. And it puts things in perspective, And sometimes I got to go there. I got to think back. I got to think of the conversations of the people that I was there with, that we were having. I got to just see their face, picture it, Remember their aura, their presence, And then remember how far I came. Remember how far you have come. Right? You got to it's always good to look back and see how far you've come. It always brings me back to this time at the beach. And I'm going to say this story over and over. So if you heard it, you can fast forward, I don't know, maybe a minute or two, and I might be past it. But I'm down the beach in Florida, beautiful Fort Walton Beach, Florida, the Emerald Coast, right? It's like a clear green, the water. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, it's a place to, retire to, raise your kids, all of that. And the Dolphins was coming by at a certain time. They'd swing one way, swing back the other way, almost every day for that week. I'm at the beach with my dad. That's what I do on the vacay. It's family time, And my cousin Rainey is like, "Oh, you want to use the paddle board one more time?" I'd already been out there. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I haven't seen the Dolphins. Might as well. And no sooner did I get like barely on it and start to get going, I seen them coming. So I'm like, let me take the angle. I'm gonna try to get him. And I'm going. One paddle at a time. One foot in front of the other, so to speak, right? Hypothetically speaking, I'm on a paddle board, I'm on my knees. But I'm going though. I'm booking it. Hit the angle, and then I get a little too close where I stopped because I got a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. But it always brings me back to that moment because I look at it as like a metaphor for life. Because when you're doing that one, when you see the goal in front of you and you're taking that one step, that one paddle at a time, sometimes you don't realize how far you come until you look back, man. I looked back. How far I was from the sand. Oh my God, almost shit myself. I couldn't believe it. I was like, the people, they seem so small, and I kind of got nervous. But that's life too, right? Because we look back, let's just say the safety net, right, of shore hypothetically is the safety net of, I don't know, home, right, or the safety net of your neighborhood, right? And then sometimes we leave these places, we go far, but then it's like you look back and you feel out of your element. But that's life, man. That was such an adrenaline rush for me. So like that's the metaphor I use in life. One paddle at a time, one foot in front of the other. It's good to stop and look back, congratulate yourself on how far you come. But granted, I turned around and I went back. I did not keep going because it's the Gulf of Mexico. It's the ocean. I mean, let's be real, right? I'm talking about hypothetically speaking. I'm not going to keep going. I'm going to turn around and go back to the shore. But in life, I don't know. It was just a great moment for me. That was last year. That wasn't this year, but I did get to go to Florida this year. Got to see my family. So that was excellent as always. Work has been good. I'm not going to lie, like the spring and the summer kind of flew by because I was, I work outside. I do construction, commercial waterproofing, and a lot of the product we use is real dependent on certain weather. Cannot get wet. It's very, very hydrophobic. I don't even know if I'm using that term correctly, but I'm going to say that. It doesn't like water. It doesn't like cold. So even when it's too hot. So, yeah. I work outside, so I get laid off in the wintertime. But as soon as I came back, they were like, "Oh, we got this big job in Vermont." I live in the Boston area, Massachusetts, Vermont, New England. It's all the same area. It's all small states up here, but it's pretty far. I was closer to Canada. I was closer to Canada than anything, but I spent a lot of time up there in Vermont, pretty much spring and summer, and then it's like snap, snap, snap. Flew by, fall's here. My birthday's coming up. So, yeah, where did the year go? I guess I was grinding, but work. And then when I could, I try to get the studio, do the podcast on the weekends when I could. But yeah, that was kind of a big part of the year flying by. So that was cool to be out there in the mountains. It kind of messed up my mojo, not gonna lie. My groove, my balance. Life is about balance, and I'm really a man of routine, of schedule, and maybe that's me being institutionalized. I don't know. But when my schedule gets messed up, it kind of messes me up in the head a little bit. But in the balance, right? Like, yeah, it's a lot of work. I need work in my life. No doubt about it, right? I need work, but I need my me time. My workout's a real big part of that. Family, it's all about balance, right? So it was kind of messing with the balance a little bit. It was a lot of work, 12, 13, 14-hour days. We ended up in a place 40 minutes away from the job site, Guys want to stop on the way home. By the time we got back, it was pretty late. Everybody gets showered. Everybody eats. It was pretty much work, eat, shower, whatever, bed, work, do it again and again. So that kind of, messed up my groove a little bit. But, it is what it is. You only live once, right? It's a cool experience. It's a great memory. I'm glad it's a memory behind me. Get back in the swing of things. Start doing podcasts a little more. Start doing a little bit more content. Definitely start spending more time with the people I love, spend more time with my girl, man. Oh my God, I'm away from her all week. Well, I was when I was in Vermont, and time is limited. Her schedule changed too, so she works weekends now. So it's tough, but we make it work. We do the best we can, and just want to give a big shout out to her and tell her I love you and thank you for sticking with me through this year of ups and downs, and that's what it is. So like I said, it's my birthday month, and also it's November, so we got Thanksgiving. It's a time to be grateful too, and despite the history behind the holiday, the colonialism, right, the whole negative side of Thanksgiving, which we know, please, if I'm incorrect on the history, I'm doing the best I can to remember how it went down. The Pilgrims, they came from England, ducking tyranny, and eventually wiped out a whole race. Almost is one of the worst genocide. Not the Pilgrims, but Europeans coming over, pretty much eradicated Native Americans to the point where it's like they're almost like an endangered ethnicity. I don't know, but they're pretty, they're protected. They have their reservations. So obviously it's pretty terrible and all the history behind that. But like when you're a kid, you don't know all that. It's Thanksgiving. It's turkey. It's football. It's family. It's go around the table, say what you're grateful for. So, I'm going to look at it like that. It's a time to reflect and be grateful and think about what you're grateful for, right? So, yeah, I'm grateful most certainly for my freedom. I'm grateful to be employed right now, right? We're going through a whole thing with the economy as well. I'm grateful to be employed. I'm grateful to have the people I have in my life. And it's not perfect. This whole year didn't go astonishingly, didn't go amazingly all the time. My best friend, Skim Like Lee. Should I do it live? Not live, but on the recording. Hello?
Hello.
Who are you looking for?
Hi, my name's Eliza. I'm calling you from elder care.
I bet it is. Oh, I hear you fantastic, Eliza, but I know you're a computer, so I'm going to let you go. I'm in the middle of recording something, but yeah, Scam Likely, man. What can I tell you? I always, even when it's not like a computer recording, people call, hey, I always, who are you looking for? Because a lot of times they just call your number. They don't just a random number trying to sell you something, trying to maybe scam you or whatever. Who you looking for? Guy tried to tell me yesterday he was looking for a Joseph something or something Joseph. And I'm like, nah, man, you got the wrong number. That's not my name. And he tried to say it was. I'm like, are you seriously trying to tell me my name, man? Come on, I appreciate your sales pitch or whatever it is you're trying to do, your enthusiasm, your willingness to stick to it. But nah, I got to let you go. I don't really have time for that, for wasted time and the Scam Likely things, man. I don't know. But that's probably who hits me up the most, Scam Likely. Anyway. I'm grateful I could, not get mad about that. That's another thing to be grateful for. It is what it is. What's next is what you make it, right? Try to make light of the situation. But it does get annoying. Drop a comment in the comment section if you agree. The scam calls, are they annoying or not, right? So I'm grateful to have, let's see, man. I'm grateful to have fairly decent health, I guess. I don't feel as old as I am, right? I don't feel as old as I am. Pushing 40, whatever you want to say it, but eat good, work out, do high frequency stuff. It'll keep you young. If you stress and you are miserable all the time, I'm telling you, it ages you. Look around. Look at the people we all know them. The person that's always miserable, the person that's always got something negative to say. Look at them and tell me, do they look their age? They probably look older. Stress is a killer. I used to think that was cap, but stress will kill because your brain only knows what you're feeding it. And if you keep feeding it stressful things and negative thoughts and be around negative people, misery loves company, your brain's gonna believe it. So believe you're stressed. It's gonna believe you're old. It's gonna believe that you're out of shape, right? So the brain is very powerful. The brain is very powerful, and it's not. I'm not gonna say it's like easy, like, oh, be positive all the time, happy-go-lucky, sunshine, right? Rainbows, flowers, and stuff, right? Like, nah, that's not it. The negative thoughts are gonna come. The negative emotions are gonna come. Like, life is all about frequencies, and what's frequencies is waves. It's up and downs, right? But it's about having that, what do they call it now, that emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. That's the term I've been hearing a lot. Emotional intelligence, about when these thoughts come, when these feelings come, these intrusive thoughts and intrusive feelings, for recognizing them for what they are. Like, this is an intrusive thought. And it's these self-dialogues, like I was talking about earlier, that it really starts with. And when you could recognize an intrusive thought for what it is, a negative thought for what it is, recognize it, feel it, whatever, think it, let it go. The power of letting it go. And it's not easy. No. So at first, to practice, when you have that negative thought, let's just say, oh, right? Oh shit, yo, I'm getting fat. Right? The thought comes, right? You tell yourself, nah, no, I'm not. I'm skinny. I'm in shape. I'm powerful. You reaffirm it 10, however you got to do it. You come up with a solid affirmation that you can tell yourself when you have these negative and intrusive thoughts, right? And you have that on deck and you have it waiting for you. And you say, nah, man, I'm the man. I look good. I look good. I look good. Say it 7 times. Say it 3 times, whatever. Repeat it like Candyman. And if you just can do that enough times, where it's like, it's you're gonna have a net positivity, right? Like, yeah, you can have these 10 negative thoughts, but if you say 3 positive affirmations, when you have these 10, so that's 30 to 10, so you got a plus 20 gain, right? And that's how it's gonna be. And it may, I'm not gonna lie, it may seem stupid. It may feel stupid at first, because even if deep down you might not even believe it. You might really think, yeah, bro, you bullshitting. Like, you are getting fat, bro. You aren't as ripped as you was, right? Just like I said, the brain, it only knows what you tell it. So if you tell it 10 times, it's gonna believe it, and it's gonna start to make physical changes, and these neurons are gonna fire off, or whatever they are in the brain, and you're gonna eventually start to believe it, right? And then even little by little, but you can't just do it. You need to have actions, because you can't bullshit a bullshitter, right? And you probably the biggest bullshitter, especially when it comes to yourself. How many times do you bullshit yourself? You bullshit yourself on a diet, or you bullshit yourself about going to the gym, bullshit yourself about, yeah, I'm gonna do the podcast today. Oh, let me not do it. I don't know, for whatever reason. Sometimes it happens. Things happen. Bullshit a bullshitter. It's tough to bullshit yourself. It's tough. But you gotta recognize that, and you just gotta stay positive. Keep going, keep grinding. Don't stop. Like I said, it all starts with these self-talk. So I feel like let's all try to get a little bit better every year, right? Every day, right? You try to get a little better every day at something. Try to challenge yourself, right? Stimulate your brain. The whole thing, especially going like with depression and anxiety, a lot of times is because you're not stimulated otherwise. Like, you're not, like, that's why work's good too, because sometimes you gotta dial in. Like, you gotta, let me measure this. Like, you gotta pay attention, right? You can't just willy-nilly bust the tape measure out, mark it. No, you gotta dial in and stimulate your brain, right? And when you're doing that, you don't have time. You don't have time to say, oh, blah, blah, blah. What a bad day. Poor me. Blah, 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 right? You don't have all that time. So, I mean, that's what that is. Like I said, what else we got going on? 2023. I wish I had my guy Solar up in here. I'm going to have him in here to break down the math, because I don't know, but there got to be some sort of significance. 23, that's the Jordan number. And for those that don't know, 23, Michael Jordan, one One of the, you heard of him, right? I know everybody nowadays with the youth, they all know LeBron. But before LeBron, there was Kobe. And before Kobe, there was Jordan, right? 23. Thanksgiving's on the 23rd this year. My birthday is the 23rd. Yeah, birthday's on Thanksgiving this year. It doesn't happen as often as I would think. I think it's like an average of every 7 years, but I was looking it up, and there was one time when there was like 11 years in between, and I'm sure that had to do with a leap year. But I guess I looked it up. I guess so. Thanksgiving falls on the last Thursday, right? Right now it's the 4th, but it used to be the last Thursday of the month. But so I guess I forget, there was a president. I should have. I'm doing this. Putting it on the podcast, I should have the facts in front of me, but I'm just freestyling this. But I remember looking it up, and one of the presidents had changed it because when it would fall on like the 29th or the 30th, so it never used to be on the 22nd and the 23rd, it's 29th and the 30th. It was like too close to Christmas, and of course it's always money, and I think marketers wanted more time in between. I don't know, but yeah, I guess that wasn't an always thing. And I mean, obviously Thanksgiving wasn't an always thing. People weren't an always thing, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying, right? And sometimes I do this because I'm very literal myself, so I'm just like, you're hearing my internal dialogue. But yeah, so there's that fun fact. So you learn something new every day, and that's the thing too. Like I said, learn get into a hobby, learn something new, try to like read. Like, it's so fulfilling to stimulate your brain to like learning new. I don't know, maybe I'm just a nerd, but like I like to learn. Fighting off the flies. I like to learn how to bob and weave something. But yeah, learn something, learn a skill. Try to add value to you as a person, you as a human being, and knowledge and skills are a big part of that. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base with everybody. I'm not gonna hold you guys too long, man. You probably already been, if you made it to this point, I really super appreciate you. If you did make it to this point, I want you to drop a happy birthday in the comments, right? And I'll know who really made it this far. But everybody, thanks for tuning in, man. This is Built For It TV. I'm your boy, B. Luke. On that note, I'm out of here. It is what it is. What's next is what you make it. Let's go.
All my life I was told to do right. Stick around by my side if they wanna test my life. Yeah, street kid, I was trapping long nights on the weekend. Shorty on me all